doing? I don't give a shit about pinning. Thank you very much. Oh, my stomach hurts. Okay. Are we good? Sounds like we're good. I caught my hiccup right there. Cool. All right. Hello and welcome, dear patrons, to the Tables of Tartarus, a chapter of Purgatory Corner. I'm your storyteller, Sinspeaks, and today we shall be continuing the tale of shifting fates. Come on in, take a seat, and let your imagination run free. As I have mentioned a couple of times in this stream and other streams, this is going to be the last episode that we're going to be doing for a while, because I'll be moving soon. Our schedule is changing, a lot of things are moving around, and so this is going to be the official start of the hiatus at the end of this episode. And we will probably be returning no later than March of next year. Because by that point in time, I should be 100% able to do it and get everything sorted and organized and done. So for anyone who's like, oh my god, it may not return, it will probably return at latest at the end of March, if not earlier in the year. But that's the assumption we're going with so far. The rest of our channel is obviously going to have a lot of changes to it as well. We're getting close to the end of Oceans Ablaze, and then I'll be stopping Baldur's Gate and Monster Hunter Rise once I have to get going, which will be probably somewhere in the first week of December. We'll see. I still haven't fully concreted that just yet. So feel free, if you guys want the most up-to-date information, to go over to our socials there. You guys can check out our Discord, where we're going to be posting a big announcement when everything gets finalized. You guys can see Vods of Valhalla for some of our previous streams if you guys want some content while we're gone, and Tables of Tartarus if you guys want to binge the entirety of this series while you guys wait for us to come back to it. I know a lot of people like to do that, and honestly, props to you guys. 56 episodes, each 2-3 hours long, is a hell of a commitment. So props to anyone who has been able to follow along so far, and we appreciate you guys greatly. And if you guys are interested in supporting us, feel free to go check out our Patreon. I will be doing a lot of writing while I'm up in Hawaii, so that's going to actually have something done to it at some point, especially now that I know how to use Notion. I'm able to actually share it in an easier format and able to display it a little bit better. So very excited for all the new stuff, very excited for everything that's going to be going on, and very excited to have all you on the journey with me. Now, in terms of the actual game itself, last episode, I believe we spent a while with Oliver working on the cure/virus, and Ellie helping him out a lot. Jackson got a little bit drunk. I don't quite remember what you guys talked about exactly, but you guys interacted. Bill walked around most of the Citadel, interacted with a lot of the citizens, kind of found out about how the elves felt about the half-elves, how the humans felt about them, walked up and talked to Ellie's mother, interacted with her, and just kind of more or less understood how the general feeling around the town is, which primarily is everyone in the lower sections of the Citadel don't really care about anyone else more than they're my neighbor, I treat them well. As you go further up in the Citadel, you get more hoity-toity folks. The humans stop being as prominent. They start becoming second-hand citizens, and they start praising the half-elves as warriors more than anything else. As you go into the half-elf army area, which is the very top, which is also where all the most important figures are, most of the general populace doesn't mean much to them, and the elves are primarily the half-elves are soldiers. They're there for a purpose, and once that purpose ends, who knows? Oh, did my audio fuck up? No? Looks like I'm good. Okay. You guys all there?
No, I've gone back to the grave.
Yep. Ah, damn! Gotta dig you out of it. So I had a moment, a brief moment where the Twitch just kind of cut out. So I was like, "Oh God, I must have fucked up. But yeah, and so Bill kind of got to see how the world is a little bit inside the Citadel specifically. Bill also either last episode or 2 episodes ago, I don't quite remember, caused Loki the dragon to pretty much let his tail just hang in the middle of the Trailblazers, and his master, Odin, started trying to summon the spirits so they can become more or less physical. And Averin, you've mostly been trying to sleep off, almost dying again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
also, we waterboarded a coin.
And you guys waterboarded a coin, which caused you to generate a massive quantity of booze that is poison. And Rowena, you, on your little journey, decide to go talk to Necromancer, raise 2 bodies, more or less morph them to look like Bloodtooth. Is it Bloodtooth or Bloodfang here? Bloodfang, I think. Is it? No, Bloodtooth. That's right. Sorry, I mixed up my characters, but Bloodtooth's wife and his child, just kind of disguising them as them, and then essentially became the second in command to your father. And you are currently heading to the Citadel in order to give these tokens to your father, more or less. You don't exactly know what they're going to do with them, but you know that they're probably going to be exchanged in terms of the war. So we're going to start, I believe, with, I said...
Excuse me.
Huh?
I said excuse me because I'm over here like hiccuping and stuff.
Oh. You're good. So we're going to start with Ellie and Oliver and Averin. Actually, no, Averin, you're up top with Bill, I believe.
Yeah, I think we're stealing stuff.
Yeah. Now you guys are currently investigating water pipes, I think.
Didn't we? I feel like I remember we
got the
to
general
the
information for it.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
you got the...
Then Phil immediately went, you want to go steal some weapons?
Yeah.
Oh, right. You guys went to the armory. That's right. Yeah, so you guys just having a stealing spree. So Ellie and Oliver, you two are currently down below inside the depths, just kind of chatting with each other. Oliver, you are definitely seeing that your virus is coming to fruition. Is pretty much done. You have maybe a couple things left to do with it, but you're fairly confident it is going to do what you want it to do.
Wait, does that mean I've already tested it a couple times as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you've tested it a few times. It's pretty much working exactly how you want it to work. Maybe a couple of things that you want, manually adjust, but for the most part, it's as good as you're going to get it to be.
Let's just hope that the special reactions a lot of people tend to have when it comes to the common cold isn't going to make this go haywire. He just is proceeding to start stirring it one last time, and we just lost Ellie.
Oh. Damn it, Ellie. Well, nope, there she is. Hi, Ellie.
Did you catch what I just said, or should I repeat that?
I missed it. My laptop shut off for a second.
Crap.
You're good.
Well, I think that should just about do it. Seems to be mostly stable. I'm just hoping that the typical variations in response that people tend to have to the common cold isn't going to make this thing run haywire. Though I'd imagine, and it shouldn't be anything particularly life-threatening, but I'm certain it's going to be an annoyance to somebody somewhere down the line.
Yeah, I agree. And hopefully nothing happens to affect this disease, or else we'll have more trouble than we already do trying to cure it.
And that there is why I chose a relatively low lethality type of illness to use as a baseline here.
That's fair. Just hopefully it doesn't mutate into anything.
Mutation, I'm certain it's going to do eventually. I'm just hoping that this doesn't. And I'm just hoping that its low lethality rate is something that remains consistent. After all, at the moment, it can be treated with all the same things you could with any other illness. Just rest up and make sure your immune system is at its best. Though
Yep.
I suppose, given the fact that it radiates heavily with a couple of elemental sides of a couple strong elemental sides of anything, honestly, there's a pretty strong chance this is going to have some level of an additional effect while the person's infected. I'm just hoping that that also doesn't go chaotically. So, how much do you know about the elemental makeup of living beings? He just said, as a slightly nervous look to his eye.
Uh, I was a simple barmaid for the longest time, so I only know how responsive people are to most alcohols. But since being around you, I know some bits and pieces. I can try to help.
Well, there's one particular bit to this treatment here that I have been a little bit worried about how it might wind up. It shouldn't cause anything permanent, but this one illness that we've developed here radiates heavily with the elements of fire and air, and those are principal elements involved in people's minds. I'm pretty sure it's not going to have any real mental effects, but it might for a little while have an emotional impact on them. Specifically, fire is usually associated with their passions, and air could be anything from making them flighty to rebellious.
Well, once everything settles, we can always linger around the Citadel and just keep an eye out on how people are doing and such,
It's probably
and go from there.
probably a good idea. Yeah, either way. The last thing we need to figure out is some sort of administration of this thing. Still, since it's an airborne or an illness, if we could find some way to build like I don't know, some sort of what do they call
A
those
spray?
things? Smoke machines or something like that. Just figure you could probably like put it into like a pot and just leave it in a room for a few hours and practically infect everybody that passes through.
That could work.
Probably actually assemble something if I had a fan and some sort of fuel source to use. Just as
Into
looking
like a
over.
spray or a steam, a cloud of sorts.
Just like looking at his potion spray. If I had enough, I might be able to use something like this, but I need to keep it going for a bit.
I mean, if it has a strongness, well, I guess we'd have to like spray it in the air in some kind of way, or spray it in something that can spread it easier.
Hmm.
You guys see as you guys are talking, Jackson kind of like turns his head at like a wall for a second and kind of closes his eyes before he nods. Interesting.
Something on your mind?
Hmm?
Um,
What's up, Jackson?
I just got a message from your mother, actually.
What's up? And
She won't.
how could she message you?
You can message anyone with a sending stone. I'm fairly well known inside of the Citadel and the slums specifically, so it's not surprising that she would know my name. Ugh. It's always weird getting mental messages. She's gonna be heading back to Littlefoot Forest, actually, and she wants me to escort her there.
Okay, that's likely a good idea. That way you're not here when the war happens. It seems like at this point the war is going to happen either anytime now or in a few weeks. So it'd be best for you to be back at home. And
Yeah, your voice is having a weird mechanical stutter to it, by the by. Like the audio keeps I don't know what the word is.
yeesh, that's right. Yeesh, that's right. It's happening that soon. I should probably be devoting all my time to making some sort of spray. I could probably, with a few extra tools, make an enlarged form of this thing. I wonder if they have some sort of ceramic clay down hometown.
You can probably go and talk to Marigold. She almost certainly has a widespread machine for you.
Well, you just as good as an option as any. Strongly doubt at this point that he'd be working against us with anything.
Indeed.
All right, I'll leave you guys to this, and I'll be back in a bit. He just said, stepping out the
Okay.
door.
He nods. And he looks back at Ellie, and he just he looks extremely worried. Like, you can kind of see it on his face, though he's kind of trying to push it down a little bit. And he's like, "Are you sure you don't need me?"
I would rather you be safe than unsafe. I mean, I kind of dragged myself into this and started all this. I want to see it through. So I also don't want to put any more people into danger. You're much more needed at Mercy as a guard and making sure everyone stays safe. I should be okay.
As much as I like Mercy, I do like you more. But if you think that might be best, then alright. But he kind of smiles at you, and he reaches out and like kind of twirls his hand a little bit, and you see a flash of a item inside his hand before he kind of flicks his hand out, and he holds it between his thumb and forefinger, and is the ring from your backpack. Now, Rowena did say that the earring was not a good ring, but I did notice this in your backpack. So I was wondering if you would like to properly do it this time.
Yes. I mean, it's an odd moment, but sure.
Odd
What better
moments
time,
are
I
where
guess?
odd moments are where we tend to work the best. But it's a promise. And he kind of like grabs your hand and gently slips it on before kind of clasping your hand together. A promise that we will see each other again. Absolutely. Besides, you said you wanted to make a home for everyone. I have a home for you. And you need to return to it.
Absolutely, I will. I'll be sure to return home to you. Promise, okay?
He nods. And he like kind of like leans forward to try to kiss you. And then you guys hear the oh so familiar
Ellie
sound, which you guys have
chuckles.
heard for more than a little bit of your life. As you hear the sound of a stick hitting the ground outside the door and a very familiar shout of, "Did you break my goddamn sticks again?"
Motherfucker, I just want to fucking. And Ellie's gonna do a quick peck on the cheek before she turns to the door.
The door is still closed, but you hear it ding, 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 of the fucking cane just hitting the door. Ding, 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 ding.
Why is he here?
I honestly don't know. I didn't think he'd be able to go away from Littlefoot. I
Did his
don't think
jelly
he's gonna
start
be happy if we
burning?
keep that door closed.
We were just having a moment. Why are our moments keep getting interrupted?
Ding, 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 ding,
I
ding.
swear to fucking Cadence. Okay, enter.
I'm not a vampire. Open the damn door. I swear, he's gonna kill us before we kill
You-
him.
If I answer, I might hit him.
That'd be kind of funny to watch.
You're right. Okay. Ellie goes and opens the door. With
And
her
you
hand
see
ready
Grand
to
P
scare him.
standing there. He leans very heavily on his cane. You're not quite sure how much he was hitting the door if he's leaning so heavily on it, but he's like, yeah.
Grampy! What the fuck are you doing at the Citadel?
Hi, kiddo. This Citadel is a
Hi.
fucking shit place. But no,
Yes, it is. I'm thankful for my forest.
hey, as we all know, get drunk in the forest. You fall off the forest. You get drunk down here. I don't know, actually, I haven't been drunk down here in How long has this place been here?
You've been here before? That's a
Of
surprise.
course I've been
knowing
here
you.
before.
I never-
God, have I not told you goddamn story? And he just kind of like pushes his way past you before he sits down on a makeshift couch of sorts. Of course I've been here before. You think I haven't traveled? Youngins.
I mean, from what I've heard from Mom, it sounds like you were an adventurer with her, so.
Yeah, it was some good times. We'd often go on adventures together, and she slapped me silly for drinking too much. I drank all of her rum at one point. Oh, she was not happy about that. God, this is where you guys live. This place, shit. Goddamn forest more.
Well, it's only temporary. We've been staying here, but
I hope it's
better than
temporary. You
nothing.
ain't gonna goddamn get into a fucking house if it ain't a good goddamn house. Fuck you go away from my forest for, woman.
I've left the forest to save people's lives and to make sure they have a home to return to and return to their homes. At this
You
point,
save
it's-
enough people's lives. You have any idea how many people crack their skulls open inside of our bar? Come on. You save people's lives
Yes.
every day.
I do save people's lives every day, but that's just in a little forest compared to the world. I mean, if I don't exactly stop this war, it could affect our forest.
This war's been going on since I was a youngin', actually. The war's annoying.
Okay,
But
but this one's different. They're going to include a disease that could spread to much more than just between the Citadel and elves.
that is a problem,
And
which is why you should be in our goddamn forest.
Vods.
Get you away from the disease.
I am in the safe hands of my team, and the doc figured out a cure for the disease already. But currently, we're just trying to stop the war enough to save people.
You've always had a mighty broad head on your shoulders, girl. But, your shoulders ain't that broad. Shouldn't be carrying that much weight.
Are you saying I should give it up? Because there's been many situations I should have just up and left, but I didn't because I believed so strongly that if it's not going to be me that stops all this and brings people home or changes their perspectives of not actually wanting to fight, then who's going to do it? Because clearly, considering it's been going for so long since you were little, no one else is going to do it.
He kind of leans forwards as he like rests his head on his cane, and for one of the first times in your life, you kind of see his age like kind of creeping up on him. He does look tired, although you're fairly confident that he will still beat the shit out of you if you piss him off. But he's like kind of leaning on his cane. He's just kind of like resting for a moment. He's like, as always, a hero that will step up and fight the good fight. Used to be me. Used to be your mother. Used to be your father too, I guess. Bloodtooth. Haven't seen that man for a long time. Wonder what he's doing nowadays.
You guys were an adventure group?
Of course we're an adventure group. Did your mother not tell you shit? God, that woman don't say shit about shit.
Okay, I didn't realize the people that were in a adventure group were also the people that owned the apocalypse weapons.
The fuck you talking about apocalypse weapon and shit? That fucking daydreams have been filling
Never
your head with,
mind.
girl.
Reality outside the fucking forest, Grampy. Thank you.
Forest is a good goddamn place. Remember when you were a kid, I'd throw you out the goddamn trees because you would burn my sticks? How many sticks I have now that you ain't burned my stick? I have like half a room full of sticks.
Well, I will happily go back and fucking burn those sticks. That's what Jackson
Better
and I
burn
will
my
do.
goddamn sticks. So kind of lonely without you.
My goodness, Grampy. I missed you too, Grampy. That's a bit sudden. Are you gonna die soon? You better not die.
Girl, I've been spitting out dust since before you were able to walk. You think I'm gonna die yet? I haven't even
I
seen you
mean-
goddamn kiss Jackson. Do you have any idea how many fucking years I've been waiting for the two of you to fling yourself out of a fucking tree and land on each other and one goes pop like a goddamn uh, fruit? I don't know what fruit.
Ellie
Call so many
laughs
goddamn
and
fruits.
looks at Jackson. It looks at Grampy and back to Jackson.
He
and
shakes
grabs
his
Jackson's
head so hard. It's just like, good God.
No,
God.
it's got yes. Ellie nods. She looks like Grampy's fine. You want us to fucking kiss, and she will grab Jackson's face and kiss him.
You see him just go red as a fucking tomato, and Grampy just goes, I
Nick,
knew it, you
we
sons of
fucking
bitches!
kissed. And look, he even proposed to me.
Ah, I knew it. I know, shit place to pose in. I raised you better than that, you
What?
goddamn whore.
He didn't even know what the whole. He gave me my own earring at first. Okay? My sister told him to propose properly, okay? Clearly, you didn't do well enough in the love department.
I treated you with enough love. I beat the shit out of you, threw you out of trees, and I said hello to you every morning. That is good enough love. You have a drink?
Does Ellie have alcohol in her? She
I have
probably
no
does.
earthly idea. You possibly do at this point. Let's see. You possibly do. Oh, you still have the dragon nut wine, I think. Actually, no, you gave the dragon nut wine to Wally.
Nope. I don't know if
Uh.
Ellie has anything at this point.
I don't think you do anymore, actually.
I don't have any alcohol in me for once.
I mean, chances are Holly probably left his alchemy bag there, considering, all things considered. Considering he's just going to go pick up a
Ellie
couple
tries to use
ingredients. I mean, I just mean it's probably got all of his joke potions in there as well.
Thinking some
no.
mean thoughts.
Yeah, I'm trying to decide whether or not to just grab him a random potion or just attempt to make alcohol.
Just kind of laying there, and Jackson just goes, "No drinks for you, Grampy. You need to stop drinking so damn much. I'm surprised your liver is still functioning." He's just like, "I'm a gnome. We're like dwarfs, but without the beards. Well, I am."
How are you still alive? Ezekiel thinks it's because of me.
He kind of like raises his eyebrow for a second. He like gives you a dead stare, and he just goes, "Oh, whoa."
What? What's that? I don't know the definition of that, Grampy, especially from you.
Ah,
says in a
young
teasing,
whipper
jokey
fucking
tone.
snapper. Nah, I'm alive because I can't fucking die. My soul is so entwined with the goddamn alcohol that until I taste the greatest alcohol ever made in existence, I refuse to die. CQ keeps trying to get me a drink more, but I refuse. I refuse. He just kind of stares off into the distance, holding his cane upright for like a good 30 seconds.
I mean, not that long ago, we made a pretty insane alcohol due to Bill.
Ah, probably made worse.
Bill has almost taken your spot in the Alcoholics Club.
Not possible. I've held that spot for over 150 years. Even
You're
Ezekiel
gonna
can
have to
take my
check
spot.
again.
What kind of goddamn alcohol did this boy make, huh? Who does he think he is trying to upsert me?
Why don't you put a blanket on?
What kind?
I mean,
What
we
do you
have
make?
the dragon nut wine, and we have
Ah.
we made a concoction that makes you jump different planes and meet with the gods.
I do that all the time. I don't even need alcohol to do that shit.
What do
Now,
you
if you
mean
had
you do
alcohol
that all
made
the
from a
time?
dragon's body, whew, be some good shit right there.
I think we have that, maybe.
I'm sorry?
I don't remember. I believe he did actually have an alcohol made of the dragon's body, or he was planning it.
That boy trying to take my goddamn spot.
Yep. Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the alcohol that sent us to different planes was made out of the entirety of the dragon.
Did he make the forbidden alcohol? No. No.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Did that son of a bitch Ezekiel help him with it?
Yes, and he
That
exploded.
fucking douche. I knew he was trying to one-up me. He again just stares off into staring at a wall. Just staring unendingly.
Well, maybe you'll get the chance to meet him.
Huh? Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Anyways, I think that's the alcohol that's gonna kill me. So until I taste that, I ain't dying just yet, girlie.
I'll make sure you don't try it then.
No,
sorry,
you
but-
cannot prevent me from drinking the unholiest of wine.
I mean, I could. He is my teammate.
I
And
would
you're my
cry.
kind of dad, so.
I would. Can I cry? I would try to cry.
Okay.
He kind of like sits up and then he like leans on his cane and stands up. He's not even close to your height. He's probably like 3'5". And so he kind of like leans up at you. He's even shorter when he's hunching over on his cane. He looks up at you and he's just like, "You should come
Yes.
back home."
If I could, I would. I really would. But I kind of set my mind to this. But I know that as soon as it begins, there's nothing I can do once there's two armies fighting each other and a dragon included. Maybe then I'll come home.
He kind of grabs his stick and he slowly raises it until he grabs the bottom of it. And he just whacks the top of your head, like full force.
Fuck you, Grampy.
Proud of you, kiddo.
Okay. Pretty sure proud of you whacks are harder than that.
You won't fucking bet. He like grabs the bottom of his
Come
cane.
at me, Grampy. I will happily mess you up with my fry pan. I got my skills have gotten better. Thank you fucking much.
Yeah, well, you know, I can still hit with the force of God. He then whacks the shit out of
God in
Jackson.
me? What did he do?
Fuck, it did stop me from whacking you.
He didn't do anything.
He didn't stop me from hitting you. What kind of a
That's
husband is
true.
that?
He's not my he's not my husband.
Fucking asshole's what he is. Kind
At
of puts his
least
cane back on the ground.
Jackson, you're letting a 3'5" gnomish nature beat you up?
Kind of like rubs his jaw. He's like, you were
cut
raised
off
around him.
tongues.
Do you think I can do anything to him? Tried hitting this man before. He dodges with the force of friggin' speed.
You know what? You know what? You know what?
You about
Look,
try
look.
whacking him. Get that one. Get that one. I want to see the net one. Oh. Net one!
Fucking bitch!
Holy crud, he
Woo!
jinxed it.
Yes.
Fucking net one! Woo!
You bitch.
It's the best net one I've ever seen. You swing, you really do. You swing with your whole force. You swing with your whole body. You swing with the force, might, and determination of the actual deities that are residing within your mind. You swing down with so much force that he just kind of grabs your leg with his cane and flips you onto your back. You hit the ground hard. Your entire body weight sinks you into the ground. He just kind of looks at you. He's just like, got him.
Jackson? Xavier fucking Gray. I need you to whack him for me, please.
Look, I can't really
You
say no to
fucking
that.
Word.
He's just
Come
gonna
on.
attempt to punch him. No, he's not good with his fists. Is the problem?
He can take my pan. I was gonna give him a pan.
He's not proficient with monk weapons. He's gonna attempt to just kind of throw a fist with his dexterity. Shockingly, he hits him.
That's my man!
The guy like throws out a fist and just like lightly punches him in the shoulder. See Grampy just kind of look at his shoulder.
Okay.
He slowly looks at you. He slowly looks up at Jackson. Jackson just goes, "This is gonna hurt." And Grampy fucking grabs him by the ankles and shunks him backwards, and he falls directly on top of you. His elbow slamming into your fucking side.
Okay.
Ow!
Missed you too, Grampy.
I told you, you hit me and I hit you harder.
You know, I'm pretty sure you can take on the two armies by yourself at this point. Jackson, get off!
Ow!
Freaking heavy ass man.
Kind of
Goodness.
slowly rolls off of you with a groan. It's good seeing you too, kiddo. Now, since you ain't gonna come back home just yet, Jackson, you come fucking go home too, or are you gonna be a piece of shit? Jackson's just like, I'm heading back anyways. Jesus Christ, I forgot why we don't visit you. Just, Grampy's just like, You wanna know what? You wanna know whacking? I can give you another whacking, boy. No, I'm good. I'm good.
I think I'll have one more for memory's sake, especially dealing with the war.
He whacks you on the thigh. You see a
Yep.
bruise forming even through your pants.
Yep, okay. I think that'll be well enough.
Now get the fuck back up and give me a goddamn hug. You gonna give me alcohol, you gonna give me a fucking hug.
Okay, and Ellie will crouch down and give him a hug.
He kind
A
of gently,
long hug.
he kind of gently pats your back as Jackson attempts to stand back up, and as he does so, Grandpa uses his cane and just pulls his feet out from under him. You hear thunk. Good times.
Grampy!
What?
I want to spend a future with him. Can you not break him?
Look, if I was gonna break him, I would have done when you were kids. That's how I get you stronger. His
Maybe
skull
I
will
should have
fix
choked you in
itself.
that hug.
Ah, you love me too much for that, kiddo.
Do I?
No, do you? Gonna break an old man's heart. You gonna rip my heart to pieces.
I mean, I like you more than elves.
I'll take that as a compliment.
There you go. I like you than my birth family.
I think that's a compliment. Have you met your birth family?
I met Mom. Mom's really nice.
You like me more than your mom? Wow. Really did leave an
Well,
impact on you.
Okay. I'm starting to like Mom, but I don't know her as well as you. So you're my opinion. Try not to get all mushy gushy. So don't get all sobby and grease.
Thunk. He hits you on the forehead.
Ah. I consider you my parents more than anything blood related. Like, yes, it is great to see Mom. I do not ever want to meet whatever the captain, I guess, dad is. I like my sister. My sister's cool. We've had a rough spot, but yeah. My team's really great though. There's Avrin. She is an elf, so I guess that's an exception. She's a cool elf. Oliver, the tiefling, he's a wonderful doctor and he's really sweet. He means well, despite what people think of tieflings. And there's Bill, the kangaroo bird that has taken your Alcoholics Club spot. And it's just been quite the journey since
Well,
leaving the forest.
I look forward to hearing your stories when you get back home, kiddo. And trust me, there's a lot of
Of course.
sticks I can beat your ass with.
There's a lot of sticks I will happily burn.
He smiles and nods and he looks at Jackson. Alright, get your goddamn ass up, boy. Taking me back home. I can only walk so far alone. Frail old man like me, he kind of like starts slowly walking out the door. Hey, there's so many dangers around, I can't hope to face all of them.
Huh, I'm surprised you didn't forget our names after so long.
I know, coughing up dust. Anyone could beat me silly if they want to. Hush.
Uh-huh.
I ain't as young as
wouldn't
I
be
used to be, kiddo.
I wouldn't be surprised if you're a god yourself.
Nah, too bored to be a god.
Too bored?
Yeah. If I was a god, do you really think I'd be sitting around and not drinking more alcohol? Clearly, I'm not a god, because I don't have an endless supply of alcohol. Duh.
That's fair.
He just kind of like slowly makes his way out as Jackson like shakes his head, and he gives you a gentle kiss on the neck or cheek. Oh, go with cheek. He gives you a gentle kiss on the neck before he starts walking after Grampy. And Oliver, you walk up and you just...
Wait to fucking hold the fucking phone. You
Yes.
can't just say he kisses her on the neck and walks off. What the
I
fuck?
can.
No! Excuse the fuckery fuck out of me. I'm sorry for my language, but no, you don't just kiss the woman you just proposed to and up and leave to go off to some more. You don't just kiss her on the neck and go. Excuse you? Give me a fucking chance to react to my man kissing me on the neck in front of dear old dad?
He's not
Like-
looking, it's fine.
Uh-huh. Anyway, Ellie is going to get all red at the reaction of that and pull Jackson in a tight hug and plant another kiss on those freaking lips because she can. And
Fair
say,
enough.
I love you, and I'm gonna walk you to the gates and see you guys off, okay?
He nods. Love you too, and yeah, that'd probably be a good plan. Your mother did say that Grampy was allowed to come out, and that probably includes us too. Although
I mean, we can always sneak out.
we could, yeah. And Oliver, as you walk back towards the area, you having talked with Marigold, and she does in fact have a way to spread around a large amount of mist, essentially. Something you use inside the slums for agriculture.
Agriculture?
Agriculture, thank you. Like large amounts of misting and stuff inside the dark depths. But you start heading back, you see Grampy just kind of slowly maneuvering his way out, looking like a frail old man.
Oh, it's good to see you, good sir. Actually,
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you a few questions, actually, if you've got the
Why,
time.
hello there. Yes, how can I help you? He kind of looks back at the door and he's just like, yeah, so you must be Oliver, the tiefling that Ellie just told me about.
I swear we met at never mind. I guess I never did get around to visiting you. Sorry about that.
I don't actually remember if you went into the area with actually no, yeah, you were outside of it, weren't you?
Yeah, I believe I stayed in.
I don't
I
think he
believe
was.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
believe I
he was
stayed at the
outside.
inn.
Mhm.
You never got to meet Grampy.
No.
Oh my gosh. Grampy, this is Oliver. Oliver, the great tiefling doctor. He cured the disease that was eradicating some of the people in the slums that turned them into human bombs.
I'd say curing it at the moment's a stretch, but we have a way to finish the problem at the very least down here. It's still gonna
You
need
were
something.
at least doing something.
I suspect somebody
Aurora
walked
says
in.
hi.
Hi. Mhm.
But anyway, I was told in the past you used to have a fair bit of knowledge of alchemy.
Indeed, I used alchemy while I was trying to produce most of my alcohols. Turns out if you add a liquid version of gold into beer, it tastes really weird.
I mean, it's metallic, so that doesn't exactly surprise me that much. Still, though, I would love to have a discussion for that sort of thing. Sounds like the dwarf. I ended up actually pairing a couple of fluid form elements with alcohol that I actually traded away to the dwarves. They seem to quite like that stuff.
Fascinating. I usually do the harder type of alcohols myself. Usually if it can't knock me off my ass and put me asleep in under 30 minutes, it's not alcohol.
I bet I could probably make something up for that later on, but unfortunately at the moment I probably should finish this off. Still, would love to talk concoctions later, or if you've got that time.
Absolutely. If you got the time, come on down to Littlefoot Forest, and I'd be happy to talk to you over. I don't know what you tieflings drink. Alcohol.
Just think of me. He is another human. Was more on the two of them after all.
Love hard alcohol in my future.
I'll definitely try. I still don't exactly have the gut for strong stuff, but I'll definitely I'll take you up on that, and I'll definitely give it the best shot.
Don't worry,
Oh,
if I
that'll
can
be
teach her how to drink, I'll
entertaining.
teach you how to drink.
Grumble would get a kick out of getting you a drink.
That boy's gonna
So-
be happy that someone came around. We ain't got a whole
Practical
lot of
sounds like-
company as of late.
Practical sounds like a passage. All right, I'll take you up on that later on.
I'll be glad to see you. We're gonna be heading out to the gates now. Our little boy Jackson there is gonna be taking me back home. So, suppose this be farewell. He kind of raises up his cane and kind of sticks out to you, almost as if it was a hand, considering he's easily 2 feet shorter than you. Almost like
I'm going-
handshake.
I'm going to, as respectfully as I can, shake the other end of the cane.
It was good to
Ellie's
meet you.
gonna whisper to Jackson. It's like, Grampy's being gentle and nice.
Roll deck
What
save.
happened?
Me?
Fuck!
No, Ellie.
Oh my god.
You
Can't
you are
catch me, you
about
bitch.
2 inches away from his cane as you move your head back, as you can hear it swish next to your head.
Haha! Missed me!
Faster this time, but don't worry. Next time will be much, much faster. And you feel whipped to your thigh again. Exact same spot he whipped earlier.
Uh-huh.
Dang,
Okay.
one heck of a stirring arm you've got there.
Indeed, I have been using this cane for. Actually, this one specifically I've been using since they left. The other ones they burned.
Maybe
But I've been
Yeah,
injuring her with
everything we
this
do.
with a cane for over. How old are you now?
My birthday is soon. I'm about 22.
For over 20 years, I've been beating her with this cane.
Please tell me that that's metaphorical.
Nope.
Only
I have
about
scars
half
to
of it's
prove it.
metaphorical.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Don't
maybe
worry, I
one
only
day I'll
started
have an
hitting
arm
her
like
with the
that,
cane
too.
when she started leaping out of trees.
maybe one day I'll have an arm like that as well.
It mostly is involved of slapping people with the cane. Shunk! And you feel another hit to the exact same Bruce.
Okay. You know what?
Nice my ass. And he starts walking. Oh? You gonna be trying to hit this boy?
Yeah, she's gonna whack him, which will likely just shove him forward more
Let's see.
since he's leaving.
Oh my god, he rolls the nat one this time. Yeah, you whack him with it, and he attempts to hit you with the cane, but the cane snaps in half as he slams against your pan as he leaps forwards. You broke it! Good job, kiddo. Picks up the other and starts walking. Where's my other one? Kind of like reaches around his body before he reaches into a bag and slowly pulls out another cane. It's clearly a bag of holding, considering it's way too long to be able to fit in that bag.
Right, he has another.
Of course I have
Jackson,
another.
I take it that's one of your infusions?
Indeed. Made this a long time ago.
They always look so wonderful. I was
Yeah.
debating working on one of those as well, but I found the alchemical jug to be a lot more useful for some of my purposes.
It's
Especially
alcohol ain't
base
strong enough
water
for me.
potions.
Technically, mine counts as poison, so doesn't like it very much.
Fair enough. Yeah.
All right. Well, good luck, kiddo. Try to... I don't know what you were doing. Fix things.
We're going to spread this through the entire not as much of the citadel as we can, and probably everyone's going to be in a coughing and sneezing fit within the end of the week. So yeah, probably want to get out quickly if you don't want to be infected with. We still haven't given this thing a name.
The coffin bug.
Lenza.
I was gonna say mind flu, but that works too.
But
I
yes,
mean,
we're trying
it
to
is-
make the Citadel basically too sick to go to war at this point.
Oh, that's one general home position and that we can have, but again, there's a strong chance that this could improve or could increase their passions, which might be enough to make them say, "I don't care."
Well, don't worry, kid. If they're anything like your mother, they're all too sick to go to war. That woman's got some kind of shit going on in her brain. If you tell her that, I will beat you even harder. Fuck you doing?
Maybe I'll have to make
Try to open
my
my
own
door.
style. Maybe I'll have to make my own.
Yeah,
style of
Aurora stepped into your room without you knowing, so I
Huh?
locked your door.
Maybe I'll
Impressive.
have to try and make my own style of alcohol for you the next time I'm on my way to visit. I bet that was just the right kind of combination of fire element. I could probably make an alcohol that makes you breathe fire.
Whoa. Haven't done that yet. I have breathed ice. That was a weird feeling.
Hey, I'd say, that's a pretty darn impressive dragon wine as well. Well,
Oh, yeah.
kind of dragon wine, but you know what I mean.
Alcohol that can make you so cold you breathe out frosticles. It was not a good day, but it was a
Huh.
fabulous day.
I hear that the elves at one point a long time ago used to use a similar beverage, mostly for pleasure up here. At least that was until, apparently a general decided to treat it to his soldiers while he was out in Cataclysm and literally froze all of them to death, including
Ah.
himself.
Reminds me of my childhood. Good days.
Grampy, I have a quick question.
Yes, and doesn't involve you getting beaten again.
Probably. How would you go about stopping this war?
Depends on what you want out of it.
The lowest amount of casualties.
Ah, there's the difficulty. want the lowest amount of casualties. Honestly, sounds like getting them all too sick to go to war. Pretty good plan. Make sure the 2 leaders can't get up to fight. Make sure armies don't go out. The least amount of casualties, kill the 2 at the top. Biggest one on that side, biggest one on this side. Kill anyone who seems to step up all the way up, who wants to keep fighting the war, and you'll get 4, 5, maybe 6 deaths out of the thousands. You can also capture them, but then they typically become martyrs, and that also becomes an issue. Though if you do it wrong, they also become martyrs. That's why I don't get into politics.
Yeah, all this is making me appreciate the forest even more so, but
Why, you
that's
think I never
fair.
left?
Few deaths is better than thousands. Lesser of the 2 evils, but okay.
There's a lot of evils in this world, kid. And if you become one of them, I honestly have nothing to follow that with. I became evil so long ago. That's why I drink.
About to say, if I became evil, that would be insane. I'd want you to beat me with 1,000 sticks.
Shunk.
Not now. I'm not evil.
Ah, sorry. Misread the situation.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Totally thought I saw some black
Would you like-
wings forming.
Oh, these puff.
Thought you
Yeah,
turned
wings.
super evil. Oh, do I see again? I see in your eyes.
Grampy, I will I will beat you with my fry pan.
I don't
I'll
think your
poison
mother would
you
appreciate
again.
me dead.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe we can talk this out, or
I'll just have the doctor resurrect you. You'll be fine. I'll still beat you.
oh, Paylor.
Taylor doesn't care for this old hag.
This one, I'm not convinced he cares about any of us. Sorry, slip of the tongue.
I'll have you know. Yeah, he actually doesn't care that much about me. I pissed in his coffee once.
What the fuck? They don't even have coffee.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but yeah, Grampy! Just literally applauding.
Golly.
Yeah. I don't actually know if it was coffee, it was whatever metaphorical existence that they typically tend to drink, which probably is nothing, so I probably just pissed into an empty cup while I was in a delusional state. But yeah, I feel like I did something important, and then I got hit by a couple of trees afterwards. I think it was them.
So, I basically have a teammate currently that's like you but younger. Cool.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. Shunk. Shouldn't be around those kind of people.
Jackson, take my fry pan away before I beat him with it again.
Jackson just
Please?
kind of gently moves you behind him. You have a very large red welt on your leg forming. Ah, just like the good old days.
Uh-huh.
And remember, kids, if you're around bad influences, bad things happen.
How's Cadence thinking of all this?
You can ask.
Cadence, how are you feeling with Grampy's existence right now?
Just hear a voice in the back of your head that goes, yeah, it just seems same old, but getting you back for not being there for a while. Your leg is kind of starting to get damaged. You should probably stop. He swings
Yeah.
very hard.
Also, I want to talk to you later about the ideas of the war.
Okay. And you feel the presence just vanish.
I did not catch that. What?
Said you feel the presence of her just vanish as soon as they say okay. Just went, yep, and gone. Yeah. Grampy nods to Oliver and he starts making his way forwards. Oliver, I assume you're not going to follow?
Probably not. He made the comment that he wants to be on his way, and as much as he'd probably like to go and ask him more about those alchemical. Gosh darn, I'm struggling with one particular
Alchemical
word.
methods?
Endeavors is what I was going to say,
Ah.
but basically, yeah. At the
Mhm.
moment, he recognizes that they're both short on time. So yeah, probably we'll just let him head on out.
Cool, cool. So they start heading on. You start kind of making a plan for the mist agriculture stuff. And
Oh, sorry, I was gonna roleplay it out.
oh, you're good. What were you gonna say?
Oh. Plus, as Marigold seems to have a way to spread this infection basically everywhere or in the lower segments of the Citadel. Primary problem is going to be the upper segments. I have an idea for what we could do there, but I'm going to need some materials in order to put something together for that.
Hmm?
Still, I think at this point, the best we can really do is take care of what we've got right now and let her take care of that side while we get together, trying to craft the next bit to puzzle. Don't suppose you've had much experience with ceramics in the past, have you?
Allie?
Not exactly, but I can give it a shot.
I just was hoping to make a fairly sizable pot. I was thinking that something of that shape could do potentially well for making a synthetic steam system in effect. Well, not really system, but I think you know what I'm getting at.
Yes. I mean, I can give it a try. I
Well,
mean, I've seen it a few times craft people pop in and out of the bar, and to make something in similar of my fry pan shouldn't be too hard since I have something to
it doesn't need to be glorious.
duplicate.
It doesn't need to be glorious. It just needs to have the right general shape. And let me tell
Yeah,
you,
okay.
off my own experience, I don't expect that I'm going to perform exceptionally well on this task either.
That is fair. I'll happily help you, Doctor, once I get back.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and take this on down to Marigold. Then you can carry on with what you need to take care of, and I'll meet you back here in a little while.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Good luck. I'll just have the concoction I've completed and step out the door again.
Cool, cool. Allie, Jackson, and Grampy all start walking back to the place near Tommy's area, which is still quite wardened off. So you guys are still under strict quarantine protocols. However, Grampy, being Grampy, is allowed out, especially with the knowledge that your mother specifically allowed him in and out. Jackson grabs onto Ellie's waist, and then he does essentially a form of Misty Step, but the two of you moving that 30 feet while Grampy gets checked out, you guys pretty much pop right past him, pop right past the guards, and pretty much are completely unnoticed, as then Grampy walks onwards as well. And you guys start heading back to the gates of the Citadel, which actually I can pull up here. Where is it? Ah, there it is. So you guys head back to pretty much the gates of the Citadel, or more or less right there specifically. As you guys do so, at this point in time, Rowena, you have been walking with your group for quite some time at this point. Quite a few days, I think 4 or 5 days in total. So most of them have gotten to relatively know you. Bayrol specifically has been chatting with you for most of the journey. He seems to be finding quite entertainment just kind of in your presence. And then obviously they haven't really been interacting with the prisoners either, and it's just been a slow, long couple days walk. And you guys eventually get to this exact same position as well, which I'm actually going to put down Ellie to represent Ellie, Jackson, and
Grampy.
Grampy, thank you. Then Rowena to be her army, and it's a fairly sizable group. It's probably like 15 or so groups of people, each one being like 5 to 10 people. So it's a lot of people that are behind Rowena that are coming back to the area. They were expecting some heavy resistance, and it's most of the people that were already in Rio Tao or near Cataclysm specifically. So it's most of the army that were away from the Citadel is now coming back to the Citadel as well. And as you guys do so, Rowena, you do see Ellie. Ellie, you do see Rowena. But most importantly, you also see your father coming to the gates.
Let's go.
Oh no! Aw, Flip.
It's
Yeah,
love.
you guys see him at the gates with your mother, who I don't have a picture of, apparently, funny enough. But with your
Mommy?
mother standing there.
Mom!
Mommy,
And,
I'm scared. Come pick me up.
Mommy!
I'm
Send help,
scared, come
Grampy!
find me. So
Grampy! Beat him
he
up!
starts, they are both walking forwards. They both get to the end of this bridge as Ellie gets to the top of it, and Rowena's entire army gets to this point. All three of these groups are now staring each other down.
Yo.
Jackson kind of nods to Rowena, looking a little bit awkward. Grampy being the one who just goes, "Sup? Been a while, you old bastard." Ooh.
What was that?
Is Ellie dying? Yeah, Rowena, you're
with
just seeing this old ass gnome just calling your dad, one of the highest forces on the
She's like
Citadel,
Grampy.
old bastard. I think you met him at one point, actually.
Yeah,
Mhm.
she did.
Yeah. So you just see Grampy
All the
just
way
call
back
your
in the
dad an
beginning.
old bastard.
Hey, I know they used to adventure together.
Yeah. Your dad
Oh,
looks
that's
kind of
great.
annoyed, but your mother steps forward and goes, "Grampy, a shitty name they're using now, but I'm glad to see you. It's very nice to see you again. I'm Rowena. It's so nice to see you. Ellie, how you doing?" Just casually hearing your mother swear in front of
Hi.
you.
What do you mean name he's going by? Does he have a different name? And
Nice.
hi, Mom. Who's with you?
Oh, that's my husband.
Oh,
This is Amar. Amar, this is Eleanor. He kind of like looks
hello,
over
Amar.
you. And he kind of, you see
Ellie's Marcus show.
his look go from like neutral to like intense the moment he lays his eyes on your shoulder or bicep.
Is something wrong? I'm sorry. I should have covered this. I wasn't thinking. I was with my family.
Was not aware that
Okay.
you grown up so fast.
Oh
Do
shit.
you know me?
Based on the mark, he kind of like moves his arm kind of out of his jacket and shows off his own. And it's actually on his collarbone where his mark is. It kind of like loops around to the back. Same mark, just different position, different location. I am your father.
Ellie's going to grab Jackson's hand and kind of step behind him a little bit. Okay. Hello? I don't know what to say. It's nice to meet you. The forest was really great. Though I think Mom wants to kill Grampy several ways to Sunday.
I would love to splay him out like a weird, creepy puppet on the side of a wall.
But that's not going to happen.
Ah,
Right?
she can sure as try. I know your mind, woman. It's fucked up more than mine. Wait, I wasn't supposed to say it. Fuck. You'd see, like, she
That
just looks kind of a little bit peeved, you would say. Kind of friendly peeved, but, yeah, she probably would have hit him if you weren't standing.
now I can't tell if it's Grampy's fault or Mom's fault for Cadence.
And, Amara looks over at Rowena, and, Beryl is probably like 15 feet behind you, Rowena, with most of the army
no.
behind you. And he's just kind of leaning
no,
on
she's
his javelin, just kind of waiting for your orders. And Amar looks at you and goes, Saravel, did you collect what we agreed upon?
Of course.
What is he
You're
talking
king.
about?
Marina will just give like
Rowena-
a sharp look at the side of her at the side of her eye, like shut the fuck up.
Ellie's gonna squeeze Jackson's hand. It's like, okay.
Jackson is just tapping the back of your hand with his middle finger, just clearly anxious by the situation. It's like, good. See barrels behind you. Where are they?
Where are they? Above board.
They
This
would probably
isn't
be
good, this
behind
isn't-
barrel to some degree. Though you're welcome to have placed them pretty much anywhere. You knew this was going to happen, so where you put them is more or less up to you.
Okay. I think they would have just been following me because I would want them to be near me, but I'm not gonna touch them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll just have Braille bring them forward. I'll wave my hand.
Okay.
Like, bring them forward.
So yeah, Brayrol just kind of nods and he starts walking forwards with Big Mama and Big Mama's kid for what it looks like. I can hear Ellie yelling.
What's going on? Why are they here? Rowena, what is going on? And Ellie's gonna step forward in front of Jackson.
Jackson is
and
squeezing your hand. Amar raises his eyebrow at you and just goes, I suppose you wouldn't have known if she hasn't been in contact with you. Though, not sure what contact the two of you typically have. Your sister here has become my second in command. She has captured Bloodtooth's wife and his son. We're going to use them as a bargaining tool to prevent this war from getting out of hand.
Ellie is going to put her head down for a moment and squeeze Jackson's hand real hard. You're going to use them as a bargaining tool in the war.
Ellie, listen.
Rowena, you wanted.
Listen.
You always wanted to be
Listen to
second
the
in
words
command.
I am saying.
should've-
Listen. Stop. Listen.
What?
It's okay. Take a deep breath. I know what I am doing.
I am.
Father knows what he is
so
doing.
Close to
And listen
just
very, very
absolutely
carefully.
blowing everyone.
I know. Listen very carefully to these next words that I'm about to say. I understand that you thought of me in a certain way. But, and at this point, she's going to make eye contact, switching between Jackson and Ellie to try and make sure they understand what she's saying.
Mm-hmm.
But everything
Insightful.
is not always as it seems. She's just trying to leave a clue there.
Oh, Jackson was with y'all. Oh my god, is that insight? That's an insight! Shit,
Let's
dog.
go.
All right.
Let's go!
Let's go.
As she says that, you look over, you absolutely do notice they are acting nothing like how you saw them before. Big Mama is barely breathing. Actually, you don't really seem to notice
Oh,
her
no.
breathing at all. She does not have any form of emotion into her face, and she does not seem to have any reaction to anything. Same with the sun. It does not feel like the person that you were next to, or the person that had threatened you. And you can guarantee that the person who had threatened you would not be so calmly walking behind her.
Let me repeat myself. I know
Okay.
you have thought of me a certain way, but some things are not always what they seem.
Ellie is going to
She's
kind
making
of
it sound like she's
Morse
talking about herself.
code
Mhm.
to Jackson in case he hasn't noticed, and like in a way
What's his
indicate.
passive insight again?
Oh my gosh!
Above
Hold on,
game,
I just
didn't
had
he-
a sheet up.
Above game, didn't you say he taught you thieves' cant?
He did.
Yes, actually, yeah, he did. Okay, so Ellie's gonna thieves' cant to Jackson, saying it's like, "Hey, they're decoys. This is all just a play."
Mm-hmm.
And Ellie's going to step back beside Jackson. It's like, okay, do what you need to do. I am simply here saying farewell to Grampy and Mom before they head out. And Jackson. Jackson will be guarding them to where they are going.
Hmm.
Casually, safely not saying where they're going for the safety of my town.
Yeah, Grampy's not that smart. No, he's really not. He kind of like looks at you. He just is kind of like confused at you before looking at your mother and just goes, "So we're both going to Littlefoot, right?"
Fucking A.
You feel a whack to your thigh. Okay, it's like, "Don't you swear one. Don't you fucking swear me."
Nope.
Your mother just kind of laughs a little bit and nods. "Yes, I am coming with you to see the old forest." Oh, that's another nat one.
Ellie tries to hit him again, but she stopped.
We could just see it just like whoosh. He just goes, "Nope." Amar looks very confused at this whole situation, but he's definitely not paying attention to Big Mama or anything like that. And he just kind of looks very, very confused as your mother kind of laughs. And she's like, well, it's good to see that the two of you do fight sometimes, and he hasn't quite taken all the fight out of you, my dear.
Oh, if anything, he just made my fight stronger.
Don't worry, I kick the ever-living crap out of her half the time. It's fine. She enjoys it,
Yeah.
don't you, Allie?
Yep. If anything, it's helped me survive this chaotic world outside the forest.
You do a good job of surviving without me, probably.
I don't know about that, if I'm being honest.
Well, I'm sure you can learn. Maybe. But it was good seeing you. Probably. He kind of like looks at Mar, and Mar just kind of like nods slowly. You can see they have a very strained interaction with each other. It does not look like either one of them enjoys the other's company, and Mar just kind of looks perpetually irritated. And the oh my god, how did I forget your mother's name? Shit.
Valeria?
Ah, yes, Valeria. Valeria just kind of nods and she looks at the group and goes, "Right, well, Ellie, would you like to join us as we head on back?"
Sadly, I am needed here. There are some endeavors I would like to see through first. And Ellie's trying so hard to be careful. But be sure to shoot me a sending stone saying that you made it, okay?
Indeed, I'd be happy
Be
to.
sure to have a drink on me, okay?
Don't worry, I'll drink your Grampy under the table.
Or Jackson too.
I don't think
Take care
Jackson
of
can
each
keep
other,
up,
okay?
hun.
Probably not. Hopefully he doesn't get too sad missing my menacing self. Try to keep him busy, okay?
I always do. And she nods to you and Jackson Grampy as Jackson very reluctantly lets go of your hand as he starts following them. And they just kind of slide past the elven army, which you now get to see in more or less its full capacity. There are easily over 100 people behind Rowena, and they're just kind of slowly walking next to all of them. Your mother seems to be taking in stride. You can easily tell that Jackson is one of the most uncomfortable points he has ever been. This is very uncomfortable for him. Interesting.
So, where would you like me to deposit the prisoners?
We're going to have a meeting with the full group. It's going to be at the top of the citadel. I'll be escorting you up there. The rest of the crew will be able to get there, will be able to drop off and get some rest before a big move. He kind of looks at Ellie.
Yes. Dad?
It's interesting seeing you after so long.
It's interesting to see you.
Rowena has a slight smile.
I'm glad you're not in this war. And he kind of like turns on his heel and starts walking back to the gates.
Okay. Okay. Wait a second.
Rowena, you
Rowena
actually
will
know
follow.
that tone. That is the exact same tone that he had with you when he wanted you to not be in the war either.
Oh.
That's the same feeling that you got, that he just gave to Ellie is, I'm glad you're not in this war. And he turns and walks away.
Rowena.
Rowena will follow.
Wait. Ellie's gonna grab your arm.
Okay, she'll stop.
As will the army.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Death glares on Ellie. Let's go.
Beryl specifically is very much so gripping his weapon as he's probably a good 10 feet behind you, just kind of watching.
Ellie's gonna glare at him. And kind of show her arm. It's like, bitch. See this? Fuck you.
He doesn't. I don't think he's ever seen mine.
Nope.
You've probably seen Dad's. Anyway.
He did. He did. Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just asserting my dominance. Trying to have my sister moment here.
He's don't step a couple feet back. Just a little. Just watching you.
Do you have to be at that meeting?
I suppose so. That's what he said.
I believe what we had planned for the council members might be happening today in that meeting. I'm not entirely sure, but if you do go to that meeting, I highly recommend you be careful in every way possible. Because anything airborne, water, food, just be careful. It's not meant for you. You're not meant to be there.
Well, no matter what, I'm going to be.
Okay, that is fine, but I want you to be careful. Do you want me to come with you?
You can't.
I am just as same as an elf as you, just not a titled.
You're not exactly. This is for the council, and I guess you could call them their help, maybe. You are neither. And I'm not going to not show up because this is where I'm supposed to be.
Okay. Then take my warning that just be careful because the target is the council members and you're not meant to be there when it all hits. So
It's-
please be careful. Just sit and listen without much inclusion anything else or consumption of some sort, okay?
I'll do my best, but I can't promise that. Because I'm not going to act out of the ordinary if, say,
Oh,
there's a toast.
well, you can still toast and just not consume it or spit it back into your cup or just say you're not hungry.
I'll do my best.
Yes, I know you do your best to try to be everything at once, but for right now, your life is much more important than anything in this city.
Well, whatever happens to Dad, expect it to happen to me. And she'll walk
Well,
away.
Aw.
real quick, on a happy note, Rowena,
Hmm.
on a happier note, Ellie's going to show her the ring. Just a happy random thought. He finally proposed to me.
She'll try to show her back as much to the army as possible, and she'll do a little tiny clap in front of her.
We had a proper kiss and such until Grampy interrupted, but he proposed. He forced me to promise that I would return after the war if it happens.
Mm.
Anyway, you should go. I'm surprised the army hasn't trampled me at this point.
They follow me now, but they follow father. But you know what I mean.
Yes, I get it.
Let's not fall
Go.
too far behind. And she'll start.
Yeah.
And
walking.
Ellie will step back.
We'll just cancel that. There we go. So as you step back and she starts walking, Braille will kind of step past you, and he kind of goes a little bit quicker than you would expect as he kind of gets to about 5 feet behind Rowena, and then kind of keeps that distance from her. The rest of the army just does a slow walk. None of them are very much so expecting to need to be that fast, because they're all going to be getting some rest. So only Brayrol really seems to go super quick to adjust. But you just watch at least 100, maybe 150 or so people slowly walk past you into the Elven Kingdom. How does Ellie feel about that sight?
Sad.
They are all half-elves, by the way.
Yeah, she feels heartbroken that seeing all these lives be likely taken in by tomorrow or in a month. And she really just wants to pull them out of it, or even just one to spread the rumor of just stopping.
Aw. Yeah. One by one, you just see
And
their faces pass.
the urge to say something, but she knows that likely their faith is too strong. Actually, wait.
Oh, what you doing?
Me?
Oh no. Ellie, I think is looking at feet. Which feet are you looking at? Ellie? I think she's dying from the sounds of it.
Uh-oh.
You
Not
good, Ellie?
yet.
If you die too quickly, it becomes less interesting. Ellie?
I'll deliver the eulogy. I knew
Don't.
her well.
Open
Not to
cast
smell
your
this eye.
quest. I think her headset might have died, actually.
Oh. She
Oh,
gone.
no, her laptop did.
It's
Okay.
back. Oliver,
You good, Ellie?
the resurrecting potion. It worked.
Hmm?
I'm
She's
back.
back.
My laptop died.
Oh my gosh!
Gotta pour that potion all over the
Anyway,
laptop.
They're everywhere. I know I could make more.
Ellie is going to kind of make eye contact with one of the walking soldiers and start to walk with them. It's like, could I have a quick chat with you as you walk, of course? I know you have a duty.
Kind of raises his eyebrow, but he shrugs. Yeah, what's up? I don't think I've seen you before.
Oh, I'm not from, well, I guess I'm kind of from here, but I was raised in a forest far away from here.
Sounds like a good time. What can I do you for?
Honestly, it is. I was just kind of curious as to why you fight in the war.
Why do I fight? You really aren't from around here, ain't you?
Yes. I'm really not.
I fight because I protect my city. There are a lot of people in there, men, women, children, human, elf, half-elf, that can't stand up to fight. That will get trampled on if we don't stand up and protect them. I do my duty to make sure they can get up, get some food, laugh with their friends, hang out with their children, and I protect them so they can smile another day. That's why I fight. You see, he's probably, being a half elf, he's probably around 23, 24, probably around your age.
Okay, but who's going to protect you? Don't you have a family or home to return to?
Well, that's the beauty of it. He kind of looks over his group and smiles. A lot of them smile and nod back at him. We're a family. All the soldiers are. We protect each other like we're one of our own. You cannot make an effective shield if you only got one. If you layer up 12, ain't nothing getting through it. People who are going to protect me are the ones I keep in my back. Got all my friends over here, and we keep each other safe. I keep those in the city safe, and those around me keep me safe, and I'll keep them safe too. I do have family to
Even
return
though-
to, but I'd rather see them smile and happy and keep them living as long as they can and return back to them. And, well, I don't like the idea of the orcs running through us. See him get very somber at that statement.
So, even though you're likely just used as war fodder, you still keep going? Just giving up your happiness for those around you?
Well, think of it this way. If you were standing between a child and someone running at them to try and kill them, and you knew it was going to result in you dying, would you step away? Ellie?
Definitely not.
Well, that's me in this town. If I step away, they run it through. I don't care if I'm being used as fodder, because it's something I'm willing to fight for, something I'm willing to die for. I want to protect those inside. I want to protect my family. I want to protect my friends. Don't matter what I'm used for, as long as it keeps them safe.
What if I know this will be silly and you don't know me and you probably haven't heard what's been going on, but what if the orcs didn't come at all? Like, I know it's silly, but play with the thoughts. I'm sure you could really use the laughter right now.
If the orcs didn't come at
What if
all, we'd be throwing a party, enjoying our moments with our friends and family.
you know there's a dragon that lingers over the Trail of Bloody Tears? It wasn't active for the longest time except when the war first began. It would scoop up people and munch on them.
Yeah, we saw it while we were walking back here. We took a little bit of a detour to get away from it. What about it?
Do you really want to participate in the war with that dragon included?
If you told me right now that dragon was going to come for our town, I'd be standing on the front gates right here, kind of taps on the wooden bridge, and I'd be facing down that dragon with my spear into its jaw.
I mean, that's understandable. I just mean that it's not worth going and protecting and giving up your life in a bloody endless war, God led and everything, where you can stay at home and protect those you love at home and live your life to the fullest in some sort of way, just like the orcs will, just like how everyone will, rather than giving up their happiness for the sake of others, which is heroic, don't get me wrong. But this is a war that's been going on for so many decades, all because of two gods. And trust and believe, I know this is their fault, that they chose to keep this fight going out of sheer entertainment or trying to beat up the other and show off how powerful they are. When really, you can just not go. You can just stay at the Citadel and protect. And the orcs will stay at their big encampment and not do anything. You guys are both scared of the same thing. You're scared that the other will trample your the place they've been born and raised and protected all these years. So, of course, both sides are going to be protective, but I want to convince you that, hey, the orcs are not going to participate, just like the dwarves are not going to participate. No one wants to actually participate in this war except those that want to protect their friends and family. When you can do that same protection and care and loyalty and devotion while staying within their arms.
He gives
I
you
know
a
it's
kind of
naive and
sad look
everything.
as he raises up
I
his
know.
gauntlet hand and gently just kind of puts it on your head. He's standing at least probably like 4 inches taller than you, but he puts his gauntlet hand on your head and gently ruffles your hair. I wish I could think that way. I really do. I'm glad that you can have that mindset, that point of view, and I hope that some of the folks inside the Citadel think the same way. Really do. I hope the next generation and generation after that will think the same way you do. It's a nice thought. Well, the orcs are barbarians, kid. They're going to run us over, they're going to stomp us out, and they're going to trample us. There ain't nothing we can do about that except for fight back. I hope we survive for the next day.
You know, you're not much older than me, and I've lived such an entertaining life. I went toe to toe with a 13-foot tall paladin. I went and saw a necromancer wasn't scared. I talked face to face with Shar herself and Paylor and showed no fear. I talked to them almost day to day. I have a god within me. I've talked to the Dwarven king. I've dealt with the lava monsters. I've talked to the orc chief himself and everything else in between and showed no fucking fear. I may be naive and I may be just one simple person with this mindset, but I can guarantee you that this mindset is shared amongst everyone else. They just don't believe that it's a capable thing of happening unless you actually step up and just not go. I mean, the dwarves are not participating because my team went to talk to them. And that was it. And with the orcs, we went up and talked to them too. And now I'm talking to you, trying to see as to why you want to keep going, just to find out you're similar to me. Because instead of staying home in my lovely forest where I lived all of my life and didn't even know about the war, I chose to leave that forest and try to make a home where people can return to if they didn't have a home to return to. Because I believe this war is utterly pointless, especially since it's just two gods sword fighting, using people as dicks. That's it. And it's utterly disgusting, exhausting, and unfair that you don't get to go home, enjoy being home, and people lose their homes because of this stupid war with gods that I dealt with all my freaking life. Mostly Paylor. Paylor doesn't care for anyone. We're just ants to him. He wants control over everyone and he decides for you what you get to eat and live and blah blah blah. Shar, she doesn't care. Everyone has free will, but that means everyone gets to kill everyone. It's just it's not going to be perfect. It's really not. But if there's one thing that needs to be done and said, this war doesn't need to happen. So be it you get a head cold so you can't go and participate tomorrow, that someone else has to go for you. So be it that. So be it that you sleep in and miss out. Or you run away to a small town that welcomes all races. Orcs, dragonborns, gnomes, dwarves, half-elves, elves, humans. Goblins even. Have you met a goblin? They're really nice. Even I've met an orc. She is nearly twice my size and she's the nicest person ever. She makes the best soup. I met a dragonborn that was so scared out of his wits he started crying and gave my sister and I soup. He was so sweet. And I befriended and adopted this little kobold from this snow area. His name's Micah, and he's learning how to read. So he can be like an adventurer, a hero, kind of like you. You're not much older than me, and I've had all these adventures in that time. Within the past 3 months. And you've been prepping for a war just to add length to the dick fight. That's it. And then you'll be chopped off. I've I have a team member in my team that even allowed us to kind of see the spirits of those who participate in the war, those who are proud to protect, and those that were absolutely devastated to see that the full elves didn't help them, that they were avoided and left to dead. I know that's something people are okay with, but many are not when they come to realization that actually they don't want their lives to end here. They'd rather end their lives happy, drunk off their asses, or in the arms of the loved ones, or reading a silly story to kids or something, or planting trees. It's something silly of the sorts. I mean, when was the last time you ran through the forest barefoot, climbed 60-foot tall trees and fell out of them? Or drank till alcohol burnt your nose?
See that you've actually gathered quite a few people, probably like 15 or so,
I was
who've
so
just kind
close
of.
to using my emissary of peace.
I mean, it's not violent, so. But probably like 15 or so just kind of stopped and looked at you. All of them look more entertained by you than anything else. The guy in front of you, though, he kind of like nods softly to you. He's like, it's a wonderful idea to run away. But if I were to sleep in, as you said, or take a head cold or something, that would be leaving my friends, my family at this point, the closest people in my life. I'd be leaving them to a fate that may be worse than death. I couldn't do that.
You're not going to, though. I wish I can reassure you, and I wish that I could show you some kind of believable, just tangible things so you can believe me better. I'm Eleanora Gray. I'm the unknown half I'm the unknown sister to your now second in command, Rowena. I'm not known. I'm from a forest because I was a half blood, so I was sent away from here because they wanted me to live and not be raised in this society just like you. And honestly, I'm here to try to give that perspective that you're not going to be leaving your family in a worse situation. They can leave with you. They can leave the Citadel and start a new life. And my team has been working our asses off left, right, and sideways and at each other's necks and arm in arm down to the very bottom of the pint every single day, just pushing through, trying to find ways to end this war. As I've said before, we went toe to toe with lava monsters and talked to the Dwarven King, and he's not going to participate in this war. We met with the dragon that lurks above the Trail of Bloody Tears. I called him Loki, and he took the name. Now he's Loki the dragon. He called me boring, but he found my team entertaining enough to listen, I guess. And I have a thing from a team of Dragonborns. A Dragonborn that went toe to toe with my teammates, and he ended up losing his arm. But now he has a really cool claw. My team has gone through so much. Even your sister has risked so much to find a way to make it so everything goes well. And my goal, I know it's the silliest naive thing ever. And I have a bet with a Dragonborn that if I can stop this war, I'm going to have a drink with them. But my goal is to have you go home and be happy. What's your name?
Ah,
What's your name? I know you have a name. You're not just a soldier. You're barely older than me, it seems.
my name is Charles.
Well, Charles,
Though sometimes I'm
I'm
called
Eleonora
Chuckles.
Gray. Chuckles? Well, I'd like to know why you're named Chuckles. Maybe we can catch a drink sometimes. I have a town that my team saved a while ago called Mirsi. Everyone is welcomed. It's a warm, wonderful town. Drinks are almost bottomless, and it's a wonderful, welcoming town. And you should go to it sometime and tell stories of why you're called Chuckles and meet with this wonderful giant fighter, Arthur. He loves to talk about stories, how he beat up a bear with his bare hands and everything. And he won. He won. And you could experience that, you know? You won't be leaving your family in the dust for anything for worse. They could escape with you, and I will strive to do my best to make sure that happens. I want to end this war. And to do that, I've already gotten a majority of people to not go. I just need the elves to believe that there's something more to life than this, that you can find different ways to protect and show your love to those around you that means so much to you. I just sent my mom and my soon to be husband and my dad, well, kind of dad, back home because I don't want them here. In the possible chance there's war, I sent them as far away as I can from the Citadel because I want to do this all myself. I will happily take your place if you can just sleep in a little longer. Take a head cold. Get drunk off your ass. I will cover the tab.
You
Happily.
see,
I'll
he
even
kind
drink you under the table.
as per his name, he chuckles a bit, and you see his hand move from your hair down to your cheek, and he gently wipes a stray tear from your cheek, and he goes, "Look, you seem like a really sweet girl. You really do. Seem like you got a decent head on your shoulders. Seems like you got a decent plan in mind. Seems like you have gone through a lot. So how about this? I'll make you a deal. All right? How about that? You know, you seem to have a lot on your head. Seem to lie in your mind. So let me ease your worries just a bit. All right? Here's the deal. Okay? I'll tell this to my crew, and they'll probably all agree. If you can somehow manage to make it so that our established leader or our platoon leader, whatever have you, says that we don't have to march, we won't. All right? You can tell that he has absolutely no faith that you can do so or that will happen, but he is trying to reassure you, and he seems to be genuine in his statement. If you can manage to make it so that we are told to stand down, I'll take you up on that offer. I'll personally lay my weapons down, and I'll head to your tavern. All right?
Hear that, everyone? And Ellie's gonna raise her voice. It's like, I expect all of your buddies to lay your weapons down and to get absolutely drunk off their rocker. That they don't quite remember that there was ever a war. That they're half elves, are absolutely amazing half elves that are going to tell amazing silly stories and get beaten at a drinking competition by one of their own.
He shakes his head softly. Look, we gotta get going, but we'll keep our word, assuming that happens. Again, he chuckles almost dismissively, but he's like, but you seem like a sweet person. Try to keep that, yeah? Seen a lot of people have it fall.
Yep, as have I. But I'll keep the smile on my face so I can be the symbol of peace in some sort of way, or entertainment.
Well, you definitely provide laughs some, my friends. So, best of luck to you. I hope you succeed, I really do. He'll kind of turn at that and start walking with his buddies as the last of them is starting to go through the gates. Alright.
Ellie's going to grab her sending stone. And she's going to casually, kindly, respectfully,
The nicestly.
nicely, tell her sister the kind of bet that she just had. So
Fair enough.
there
Fair
we go.
enough.
Kind of putting the seed in the spot, you know?
Gotta sow that seed. Alright, so
Yeah.
Rumi, you're making your way up to the top, but before we get to that point where you start the meeting, Bill and Averin, you two know the armory. You guys have stolen quite a bit of stuff from it. Just a shit ton of weapons, all that fun stuff, shoving into your bags of holding. And you guys are aware, just from general hearsay and stuff, that Amon, I think it's Armon?
Amar?
Amar. Amar has left with his wife to the bottom of the Citadel. She's going on extended vacation. He's going to take her out to the edge of the city. And probably maybe 20, 30 minutes after that, you guys are finally kind of shoving everything into your bags and everything like that. You hear that he has started to come back, and they're making their way up the Citadel. There's going to be a meeting among the council members, as well as the new second in command.
Oh, shoot, I thought we had time to raid the man's bedroom.
Don't worry about it. To be fair, I'm not going straight back anyway.
Yeah?
Why would I? This is the perfect opportunity to enact the plans.
Perfect.
They're all going to be distracted with him coming back. They're going to be doing all their crap, so we can just sneak on by and find the place we need to go.
Mm-hmm. How exceedingly devious.
To be fair, I never exactly, I learned a lot of things in the woods.
And I
Whenever
learned
there's a big commotion, always use that to move.
Mm-hmm.
And let's go find that reservoir.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you guys start making way to the reservoir as the commotion starts happening. Now, which reservoir are you going for? What are you going for exactly here?
He's looking for the richest reservoir, the rich people reservoir.
Okay.
He's been given the instructions of how to find it, more or less.
Mm-hmm. So you're the Val. I'm on the rest of it. Val something. Oh. My name is not happy with names today. No, your mother, Valeria. Thank you. I knew it was Val, and then my brain was like nothing past that.
One of these days, you're gonna remember the parents' names.
I will do
Hey,
my best.
I have them pinned in our messages.
I keep going back to our chat and looking at the pins. I just feel like, how do you say this?
I think you forgot Valeria's name at least 3 times.
Yeah, it's been a long time, yo. My brain is unhappy. But anyway, so
I also have a pronunciation guide.
Yeah, it's nice. It's very useful, actually. But so Valeria told you that there was the rich folks, or the upper class reservoir, which was mostly used for all the upper members as well as the army. And then that one, they took certain amounts out of it and put into barrels that they would then use inside of the council specifically. That way, no matter what happened to the reservoir, the council would still be unaffected, regardless of any diseases or any other difficulties that may arise from the upper class reservoir being touched in the first place. Are you going for the upper class reservoir, or are you going for the barrels and barrels, which have been
Both.
taken away? Both? Okay.
Both.
Cool. The upper class reservoirs, not very hard to find. It is locked under like 3 or 4 different doors and a couple of guardsmen, stuff like that. So both of
That's
you
not a
roll.
problem.
Both of you roll me stealth. Averin, I don't remember if you're still exhausted.
I don't. My
you
thing
are.
says I'm still exhausted.
I mean, this is why, Sin, I have things.
This is true.
Mm.
So,
Alright, rolling
Averin, you are
stealth.
still exhausted, but that invisibility will do it.
Alright.
I'm assuming
Still
you're doing high enough invisibility to hit you both.
Bill knows she's got herself.
Oh, fair enough.
He did a level 2. He doesn't know how many times they're going to have to do this, so he's being specific.
Okay. And Averin, I'm assuming you're going to do the same thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cast invisibility?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I got it.
Okay. So you both cast invisibility. It's not very hard for you guys to get through this area. You are both heavily trained in doing so. Averin, you do still have a little bit of difficulty. You were still a little bit disoriented from earlier that morning. Your head's kind of weighing on you a little bit. But you were able to push onwards. You get through the first gate fairly easily. Second gate fairly easily. Third gate, a little bit more trouble. There's a couple more people walking back and forth. You almost hit a couple of them. Bill is moving pretty much like it's second nature to him. You guys eventually get into the reservoir itself. This reservoir clearly has a lot of things inside of it. There's a couple of things which is seeming to measure the ambient magical quality of it, which seems to be doing things like helping out for temperature or general sanitation. There's also a couple of other nicks and knobs for it. You guys also see a way to very quickly fill and move barrels, just a little bit of waste from it. So it doesn't look like it's a very difficult process for them to fill up the barrels for the council members either.
Anyone in here?
No.
Any magical means to detect intruders?
Roll me perception. Damn. Nice. There are a couple of like sound makers and stuff like that you notice. Things that just kind of attract people to this general location. Things kind of set up as like alarms and stuff like that. But nothing particularly large. You assume based on that the other 3 doors of measure were probably they probably believe that was sufficient. So there's not a whole lot in here aside from a couple of minor alarms and stuff that you very easily are able to dodge.
Okay. Bill's going to point those out to Averin and begin pulling out the barrel of poison.
The barrel. The barrel. Okay. So Averin, you're just watching him pull out this massive ass barrel. It takes him a while to do it. Probably like 5-10 minutes or so, because it's quite large and he's not. I'm assuming you help? All right. You're also exhausted, so it still takes a little while, but you easily cut down to about 5 minutes or so trying to pull out the barrel, try to make sure it doesn't fall on you or the alarm or make any particularly loud noise or anything like that. But you guys eventually managed to set up the barrel. Is a very, very dark red. Very unpleasant dark. It's like as if a copper itself was just kind of shoved into this barrel. It's a very sickening dark red.
Sufficiently ominous.
And Bill's just going to tip it over into the reservoir. He's not going to... He obviously is keeping the barrel, but he's tipping its contents into the reservoir.
Okay. You can see that on one of the indicators and stuff like that, after you pour it in, after a couple seconds, it starts to very, very quickly start to shift from green to what looks like orange and starts continuing going upwards. You assume this is some kind of meter to kind of tell how good or bad the water is. There's a couple of them around the area on different sections, probably tell whether or not it's like malfunctioning or something. And they're all starting to slowly tick upwards. So it definitely is doing something to the water.
And Bill's going to pull out his normal water.
Okay.
And he's going to begin to set up fakes water sources for those to detect.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
He's having to think on his feet, and he's very, very surface level, but he's noticing things. He's not screwing this up if he can help it.
Okay. So you start like kind of maneuvering into other containers and stuff like that, kind of get the impression that it's good water.
Yeah, trying to do his best. He's giving everything that he's seeing to Avern as well.
Okay.
Since she's more or less assisting him in this.
I will have you do a... Ooh, which one should I do? You know what, I'm going to have you do a performance check with advantage since Avern's helping you. See how well you're able to... Because this is not your strong suit. It's really not your strong suit.
Performance is +6. It's actually better than most of my stats.
Yeah, you're very good at maneuvering things, but some of this is just like weird to you. So you just kind of put the measures into the clean water and hope it works, essentially. And you do it. You try to do it fairly quickly. You're not entirely sure if it's actually going to fool people. You really can't tell. This is not your level of expertise, and Avern, you wouldn't be able to tell if someone gave you a magnifying glass at this point. It's definitely not your expertise. You are very good at telling if something is poisoned. You are not very good at telling whether or not something can detect if something is poisoned. Usually, you just assume most water is poison.
Hey, here. As Bill's gonna like pull out his flask, or he's gonna look at it, kind of look at Avern, look at it. Screw it. As he's just gonna dump it into the barrel's content.
Oh my god!
And pull out the flask with the barrel juice. Go put these in. Go take drops of this, or a decent amount of it. Given this could kill Ezekiel, probably didn't take much, but you know, and start throwing it into the barrels. They're not getting away from this.
Okay.
Ooh, okay. So I'm assuming you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just before I start, I'm gonna use my sending stone, and I'm gonna send Rowena a message.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be like, poison the rich people water. Be careful at the council meeting if you're there.
Okay. You are in fact gonna be getting 2 messages here in a second. It's gonna be very conflicting for you, but different times, so it works.
Overlapping.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, so Avern, you start putting some of the barrel water into the various barrels that are around. You do notice that a couple of them look like they're going to be moved out here soon. Looks like things are set up in a way that every now and again they'll just grab the barrels, move them out, move more barrels in, move them out. Very quick, very simple process when they need it. So it looks like they're probably going to be moving out a barrel here soon.
Would I be able to cast non-detection on the thing?
Tell me what that does again?
It hides a target from divination magic. That the target can't be targeted by any divination magic or perceived through magical scrying sensors. Would that work?
One creature or a place or an object no larger than 10 feet in any dimension. How large is a barrel?
A barrel is not going to be 10 feet.
Yeah, no, you're right. Roughly around 21 inches, or that's diameter. Usually 35 inches, which is 35 2 feet. It's bothering me now that I don't know how many feet that is. 3 feet. Okay. It's bothering me. I was like, I can do normal math. Yeah, you would be able to put that on there. It would not be targeted by divination magic or perceived through any magical scrying sensors, which actually, yes, would technically mean no matter what magic they use on it, it would pass through cleanly.
Oh, here we
Perfect.
go, Huston. According to D&D Beyond, a typical barrel can carry 40 gallons of fluid.
Damn. All right, yeah. So if you use non-detection on the barrel, it would in fact go straight through detection.
Nice.
I'm assuming you're doing that?
Yeah.
Okay. So you do in fact do that. I'm assuming you're getting out of Dodge as quick as fucking possible.
Bill would make sure it's all looking like normal water.
Okay.
Before leaving. Again, he can dimensional door them out if there's any form of window in the area.
Mm-hmm.
Don't taste
So-
test it.
So you can tell that to the best of your knowledge, it looks like it's okay. If they have some kind of light, which you're not really sure if they do in this area, they also might be able to create light like most spellcasters can. They would easily be able to tell the difference in the color of the water in the dark.
Is there anything that we can do to make it look like normal water?
No. Even like you try and mix other waters with or anything like that, the distinct brownish red coppery color does not fade in the slightest.
Okay, question. Would dragon acid be able to distill the color?
I'm
not thinking of normal waters here.
I legitimately don't know the answer to that. It would fuck up the color really bad. I don't think it would look anything like normal water, but it would fuck up the color really bad. Because it would make it much more acidic, so whatever the color of acid is, generally speaking,
Wait, hold on. Okay,
acid
I don't
versus
know
base.
I don't know if this is actually how it works, but hear me out here. What if I cast Minor Illusion to create a 2D image of normal water on top of the poisoned water?
It's a cantrip. It lasts for a minute, unfortunately. So you'd have to do it really, really specifically. Create object, a creature, some more visible phenomenon. You could do silent image for 10 minutes.
Silent image. That might work. That would work way better. I forgot
You
I
could
had
do that for 10 minutes, but again, you would have to really time yourself. And that room is not very big. The room is probably like maybe 10, 15 feet, and most of it is that reservoir in the middle. So you would not have a whole lot of places to maneuver if someone were to come in.
Yeah, I'd have to drop my invisibility.
You would also have to drop your invisibility to do it too, yeah.
Yeah, Bill can grab you from visibility.
Mm-hmm.
So
there is probably a roof to this room. You could probably climb up there. I'm just saying.
Yeah. I think that could work.
If that's what you guys want to do, we can do it.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, to be fair, over time, as this reservoir changes, that water is going to filter into their normal taps, and it's going to dilute the color even more to normal water. So.
Oh yeah. All right. So we'll probably say about 15 some minutes pass. At this point, Rowena, you're getting into the council room specifically. You would have gotten Ellie's message telling you essentially that if you or one of the higher-ups, such as your father, calls to end their march, then at least a great number of them will stand down from your group. You also then get Aberron's message, which is that they have now poisoned the high-class War Reservoir, which you would know very well. It does in fact go to most of the army as well, as well as generally speaking the council room. She probably also would mention that they are now poisoning the council room's water too, which is why she would tell you to be careful. So you hear that as you're slowly starting to get up. After about 15 some minutes, you're finally at the council room area, inside that big open area which I talked about previously with the 5 chairs in the middle. And
Before I go in, can I respond
Huh?
to the poison one?
yes, you can respond to
Okay.
either or both if you wish.
I have no idea what I'm gonna say to Elle yet, but I
No
know
problem.
Rowena would want to be like step off to the side and be like, poison, like dead poison,
It's like dead
or like
poison.
poison, like sick poison.
Wait, was that to me?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Which you would need
Fuck,
to
yeah,
use Bill's saying so to reply to her.
They'll hand me your sending stone.
Why?
I need to respond to Rowena.
What'd
She's
she
being
ask?
being a bit I told her we poisoned the rich people poison, and she's like, "Is dead poison?" Yes, dead poison.
Don't tell her that.
Oh.
Look,
the
I'm-
most disappointed I've ever heard.
Because
Dead poison?
Bill's gonna look at her legitimately and go, "Look, I need you to do me this. I'll pay you
You'll pay me.
in food and whatever you want
Oh.
that I can reasonably grab." But she shouldn't drink it, probably. And
Well, I told her not to.
I don't think this will kill everyone. They need to be stopped regardless. A sickness isn't going to stop a soldier. They need something that's really going to hit. Don't
Doesn't
tell
this go in
her
the
that it's...
army?
You see kind of a conflicted... Like, you hear the kind of conflictedness in his voice. I don't want to kill people, but I don't see a better way. I'm not
I was
I'm
totally
not
down for
naive
killing
enough.
people.
I mean, fair, but I'm not naive enough just to think that making them a little sick is going to stop it. We need to hit them hard.
All right.
And I got the method, and none of them stopped me. To be fair, no one's really asked me what the plan was and why I decided to grab the barrel.
Yeah.
But I'll pay you whatever you want. Just
Okay.
tell her, just don't drink it.
Well, I was gonna tell
Probably.
her not to drink.
Yeah,
Okay.
just say it's light poison. It's going to make people really sick, but it probably won't kill anyone unless they're weak stomached.
Question: Rowena doesn't know that the plan for distributing the original sickness is the mist, right?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I was out of character. So, okay.
She knows that Oliver is planning to create basically his own virus of sorts in order to counter the original virus, which is what she was expecting.
Okay.
And you would be aware that that
Poison
is
is
what
out of
she
left
expecting is to be the poison, air quote poison.
Okay. All
It's
right.
not deadly, but you probably shouldn't give her any details just in
Oh.
case she freaks out.
Okay. Tell you what. Lifetime amount of sandwiches. And I'll tell her that this is how we're distributing all these virus.
Deal. Oh, what kind of sandwiches? I can make almost anything, except if it requires a mass amount of fire. Fire salamander sandwiches are out of the question. I can't make those. They hurt too much. I've tried before.
Fair enough. I liked the kind of food you were making back at Arthur's house. Something like that.
Oh, that was I think a ham sandwich?
Yes, I really liked those. Those ones.
Sure, I'll make as many as you want. Just
Perfect.
don't tell her that it's not exactly the same stuff as what we were gonna use.
I can do that.
Cool.
The most morally questionable group we are together.
Yeah, it's a chaotic good and a chaotic neutral. Somebody's gonna die.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
As Bill just like
So
shakes her
many.
hand and grants her the sending stone.
Yeah.
So many different avenues right now.
All right, so I guess I'll tell her something like, plans changed. The waters how we're distributing Ollie's virus.
Yeah.
You said something like that? Does that work?
Yeah, that works.
Perfect. All right. Yeah, and then I'll just add like, don't drink it at the end.
All right, well.
It won't kill them. It won't kill them. Just don't drink it.
Oh,
It's not gonna go
man.
well.
That's so many different avenues. Oh, Ellie trying to save everyone. Fucking Rowena trying to save people. Afrin and Bill just like,
To be fair,
throws Ollie under the bus.
okay, out of character. Out of character. To be fair, Bill's whole thing has been very different for a very long time, and no one's actually fucking noticed.
This is true.
Afrin keeps
What did Ollie do to deserve this?
Afrin keeps throwing
He just kind of
Ollie
became-
under the bus.
He just kind of became the scapegoat on this one. Bill panicked a little bit, not gonna
Oh
lie.
boy, here I go killing again.
I'm sorry, Oliver.
Ollie's gonna have the highest kill count at the end of this. And
Actually,
Rowena's the
technically,
murderous
it's gonna
one.
be- technically, if we count who actually is doing this, it's Bill.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
god.
But
Ollie's
Rowena's
tried
gonna think it's
so
Ollie.
hard. He has tried so hard to save people.
Literally, Ellie and Ollie have worked so freaking
Oh my
hard,
goodness.
and
Oh.
Rowena has worked so freaking hard to save lives, and it's like, oh,
Oh.
yeah, never mind.
To be
I
fair, Bill's
love
perspective
this.
of saving lives is very different from most of the group.
This is true. In his
He is,
opinion, this
like-
is the good thing.
This is the good thing. Like, okay, so to take it all out for a second, like kind of off track a little bit. Bill's a woods kid. He killed to survive, and everything tried to kill him. To save people, you must kill people in Bill's mind, because one, he's also dumb. This is his way of
He's
saving
very
everyone.
dumb.
Is kill the Hydra, which which makes Bill uncomfortable trying to kill the army because he knows they're innocent, but he has to damage the army to get to the council. He has to hurt the council to stop the war. He can't do one without the other in his mind.
Oh.
So he's doing the
Poor
only thing he thinks is the right choice. He's not sure about his actions because he's still 7 freaking intelligence, not the smart person. He's just doing what he knows and as best he can to try to help.
Oh, poor
Chaotic
Bill.
good at its finest. Trying to do good,
Ellie,
not really doing it the way he should.
I don't know how Ellie's going to feel when she finds out.
Oh
Just,
boy.
just
Good.
press play because you're not gonna
I
like
need
Rowena's
alcohol.
response either.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
so
Afrin
Rowena,
is-
you get that message, change of plans, the using Ollie's stuff on the water instead, which kind of makes sense to you because you know that he was making it into a liquid vial of sorts.
Yeah, I mixed
But-
some.
It's very strange the idea of using it in a specific water reservoir. So
It's strange, understandable. Okay. And she'll respond. If that's true, then I don't really need to worry because Oliver's the one who made it.
Oh!
No!
Oh, shit!
But I will do my best, as I told Ellie, to avoid it. She would have
Oh.
responded.
I don't
If
think
it's
I don't
Oliver's
think
thing, Oliver can fix it.
I don't think
Oh my
Averin would
goodness.
truly grasp the meaning
no.
of that statement either.
Wait. Okay, wait, hold on. What'd you send back?
If Oliver made it, then it'll be fine. I'll do my best to try to avoid it, but honestly, it'll be okay.
I just turned to Bill. It's just she trusts Ollie too much.
To be fair,
Oh.
people trusted me too much when I did this.
Oh my god.
Oh,
But
Averin
I'm-
and Bill are the only two people who would not be able to grasp the meaning of that sentence.
I'm
Oh,
going
my
to become an
heart.
alcoholic.
I mean, to be fair, I'm like, I don't really get the whole social stuff.
Am I killing my character? Sorry, I thought I was muted.
Bitch! Respectfully! Respectfully? Shut up! Don't say that!
I'm so sorry.
Am I killing my character?
As Bill just stares at Averin,
Oh.
we're doing the right thing, right?
I mean, what is right, really?
To be fair, I understand what the good thing is. The good thing is stopping the war as best we can. So this is right? This is good?
I'd say so.
Alright.
Good is a subjective social image. No, that's not the right word. It's a subjective thing. We're achieving the goal, so
True.
this is a path towards it. Very efficient path towards it.
Right. Well, the dragon should handle the orcs. If not, I guess I'll go have the dragon hand. Man, this is not going. It'll be fine. We already talked to the orcs. This will be fine. All right. And now we
We've got
hide and
this.
wait and hope that they don't. They won't notice. It'll be fine.
It's my entire job making sure they don't notice.
All right. I got you for the invisibility, and let's climb up top so that we don't run into them.
Of course.
Ooh. Oh boy. Okay. So, God, it's hurting my soul. Oh, it hurts my soul. Oh, okay. So, Jesus. So you guys climb up top, and about maybe 10 minutes later or so, someone comes in. At this point in time, Rowan's in the room. They're setting everything up. Haven't done anything yet, but they seem to be going in. They're kind of checking the area. Averin, I assume that you use the silent image, create this splay of water just above the actual water itself. They're looking over everything, and they aren't taking anything out of the reservoir just yet, because they immediately go to the barrel, and they start wheeling it out.
Cast that? Oh, it wants me to cast it on a place. Just flop.
It's fine, doesn't
Oops.
matter. But they start trying to take out the barrel. Obviously, the very first thing they do is they check it over. Magic starts radiating over the barrel. And nothing seems to happen. So the couple that are in there, maybe 2 or 3 people, just kind of nod to each other. They look over the measurements. And here's the roll to see what they see. A 6.
Oh, what does that mean?
That means that they don't notice anything.
Yes.
Because they didn't produce any light. And they are only looking at the very specific measures, which they've done probably thousands of times. And Bill's semi-careful with them. So just at a glance, they all look perfectly normal, as they're inside the good water instead of the shitty water. They aren't really glancing at the water surface, past where Averin has produced the silent image. So they are seeing the good water image instead of the thing. And they aren't looking super hard, so they aren't noticing any variations or weird things that Averin has been doing. They don't look up, and they detected the barrel. Barrel didn't give them anything because non-detection, so they start wheeling it out. And I'm assuming you guys are that they walk out of the room, start wheeling the barrel out, switch out for a different barrel, and they start going on. And it's clear they're taking this barrel out specifically to the council members.
Bill's just sitting there like, he's being very quiet.
And the room is once again quiet. So you guys gonna start moving, or you gonna stay up there for a little bit longer?
I glance over to Bill to see if he has anything else he needs to do.
No, let's get out of here. I think we've stolen as many things as we can. We dealt with the water situation, and Ruina's mom is not here, which is something she asked. Oh, her dad's still here.
Mm.
It'll be fine. He's got the weapon. I'm sure it could keep him alive.
Mm-hmm.
Bill having no idea what that thing is capable of. Kind of hoping.
Well, I
All right.
know that the coin usually would probably want to. It'd probably keep me safe if I used it. So if the other weapons are anything like it, it'll probably want to keep him safe.
Sorry, say that again.
Oh, so was it? Well, I know that the coin would probably want to keep its host safe. So if the other weapons are similarly sentient, I imagine it would probably want to keep him safe.
True. All right. You have anywhere you want to go?
And for me, I'd like to figure out a way to get into the council room to see to make sure everything goes well. But I'm not entirely sure how we would want to sneak in there.
I have an idea.
Oh?
So Bill's just gonna kind of try to like find you in the dark and the invisibility. Where are you? I can't see you. I know I have the concentration on you, but I can't.
I attempt to reach out a hand to where I assume he is.
Ah, there you are. All right, let's go. I have a friend.
Yes.
You do have a friend.
Bill's gonna go find his way, dragging Avern along to the Paladin.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Guess we'll probably have to scale the building, but that's fine. So, Rowena, you're inside the area. And you're finally inside the room. It is quite possibly the most uncomfortable you have ever been in your entire life. You are staring down the council members, as well as your dad standing to the side of them. These are 5 people that you have looked up to for your entire life, bar none. They have had stories upon them for ages and ages and ages. I had not actually created them yet, so don't worry about that. Just don't worry about that too much. We're primarily going to use the one who sits in the middle. This is an old elf. He looks to be near the top of the elven age range, probably around 700 years. He has been around since the very creation of this town. He has been around for longer than anyone else in the entirety of this village. And he has made sure that his voice has been heard the most. Don't have a name for him, but I will figure one out. But he is sitting there. Your father is sitting off to the side. And elven name Jin. His name is going to be something fabulous, something interesting, something that doesn't sound like a fucking E word, because I've used that for like 5 different elves now. Elder works. Altair, I love that. We'll call him Elder for now, but yes, Altair will be his name. But the Elder just kind of looks at you, and he slowly nods, and you can see that as you walk in, they bring in a barrel. You know that this is customary. You've heard it from your father many times. They bring in the barrel. They set it down. That is the only water that is allowed to be touched for the entirety of the council members meeting. They run it through the higher ups water reservoir. They detect it with various magics. They ensure the water is safe to drink. They bring in as the only thing that they are allowed to drink inside this room, as many safety precautions. As they do that, they drop off, they all walk out. It is then you, your father, the 5 council members, and the doors close. And then the blinds on the windows lower. The room goes into pitch black darkness before a couple of torches are lit up. And Bill, you get to the top of the tower, and you get to see the face, or, well, actually, yeah, because he didn't have his helmet on. You get to see the face of your old paladin friend, and you're pretty much just scaling the tower with Averin. Averin is having a bit of a difficult time climbing. She is definitely out of it to some degree, but you guys get to the top. There's no real way to get in there. How are you planning on getting in?
Pick the lock.
There's no real
Well-
locks up here.
Well, I don't really have to pick the lock. Just burn through the door.
Yeah. Okay.
Just bring out my sword. Just drop the invisibility when we get to the top, because no one's going to be up here anyway.
Uh-huh.
And just tink. This may take a minute.
Mhm.
Paladins are immune to poison. So yeah, you slowly get through it. You can hear the shades below you start dropping. And you can see the paladin slowly starting to stand. And you eventually get through the little window slot that you're in, pop in, you hit the ground, and you see him stand up and look at you.
Hey,
Oh.
Welcome.
how have you been?
I am tired.
Want another drink?
No. I have
Oh.
been called. And he turns to the stairs and he starts walking.
Oh, okay.
Doom. Doom. And you see him slowly start walking down. Rowena, you can feel the entire building shake with every single footstep as he slowly makes his way down. As you look up, you see him slowly walking down. If I remember correctly, I believe I said he was, oh, Ellie, do you remember how tall he was? Quite remember his, I know his sword is 8 feet long. I think I say it was around 12 feet, 12 or 13 feet. We'll go with that. Can fix it in post. But this 12 or 13 foot tall paladin wearing full plate mail with a sword that's about 8 feet long. Looks like a great sword, but he's holding it as if it's a long sword in his hand. Covered in blood to a point where it has stained into a dark red material. And it legitimately looks as if it has rusted over from just how bloody it is, as he is slowly making his way down. After about 5 minutes or so of just the building shaking, he steps behind the council and folds his arms over, holding his sword, and stares you directly in the eyes. As the elder says, "Welcome, Cerevel Rowena."
Is that what her name was?
Yep.
Uh,
Both of you just like, the fuck?
I
Sarah?
seriously thought it was Magdalena.
Huh. Learn something new every day.
The entire room is dark, except for the few torches and lanterns that are around. You can see the 5 council members staring at you. You can see your dad staring at you. You can see the the paladin standing behind them. They're all looking at you. And the elder looks at you and he goes, "You have achieved a position that is higher than any half-elf has ever achieved before. Are you sure you are ready for everything that it entails, child?"
Of
Rowena,
course.
there.
I am my father's child.
Indeed. Your father, he like gives a side eye to your father, who looks irritated by that. You do notice that your father does in fact have his bow on his back now. But he looks a bit irritated. He looks back and he goes, "Created you." And you notice that he takes like a long breath most of the time he talks. He's old. And you were
I'll give him time.
flawed. You are a half-elf, a half-blood. You are stain upon the bloodline. And yet, you have risen the ranks. And you may just crush the entirety of this war. And you notice that your father goes and moves the barrel over, and he starts doling out the liquid for all the council members. Before doling out himself one, and he places it down, another one, another glass he pours and hands it to you before walking back to the position. You are the one that we have chosen to follow our ranks, to lead our army. A position we would not offer to most, but you have done us a good deed. You have captured those that mean the most to our enemy. And now we can strike. They will fall before us. A toast to your achievements. They are about to all drink. What would you like to do?
Is there? Do I see any way around this? If they're gonna drink, do they still have their eyes open? Like sometimes when I take a drink from a glass, I close my eyes.
They all don't seem to be noticing the water exactly. Or, you know, the water in your hands is kind of being blocked by your hand. The rest of them, they're all focused on you. You absolutely can tell this water is fucked up. This water's color is fucking wrong. Hardcore wrong. They don't seem to be noticing as they're slowly starting to raise their drinks. They will probably notice right when they put it into their mouth, but you're not quite sure.
To be fair, it was only drops. It wouldn't discolor it that bad.
Oh, you only put gentle drops into it?
I mean, we didn't put like entire glugs in the barrels.
Oh, okay, yeah, in that case, they're specks then.
Yeah, it's
weird little specks, which you absolutely notice, but they don't seem to.
Yeah, because remember, Bill used his flask for it.
Mm. Oh, yeah, and that was the... Yeah, you know for a fact that actually, yeah, since it's Oliver's disease, roll me a investigation check.
This isn't Oliver's disease.
With advantage, actually. I'll give you advantage for this one. Because you spent a lot of time working with Oliver. You spent a lot of time trying to help him out. Ooh. Okay. As they kind of say cheers to your accomplishments or whatever, just by looking at the water and kind of... You spent a lot of time with Oliver. You spent a significant amount of time working with his material. You spent a lot of time figuring out how they mix and stuff like that. This doesn't seem like it's something he would do. It doesn't seem like it's his creation. It doesn't seem to blend in the water. It's little specks. They're kind of separated a little bit. Doesn't seem to fuse. It's odd. It's a gut feeling you have. It's not very comfortable. It is an odd look into the glass. Something about the glass just seems wrong to you. And you can tell if it is from Oliver, he fucked up somewhere along the lines. And that might be more concerning to you than if it wasn't from Oliver. And I will give you the choice. I will give you a choice right here, right now. We can leave it here if you'd like. Or
No.
you can choose what to do.
Okay. I see 3 ways through this. I stop them. I gain notoriety. I fuck up the plan.
And Bill is likely going to try to kill you at that point, which would be
I
his
let it
action.
happen.
Excuse
I
you.
find out
Excuse
it
the
isn't
fuckery out of you.
actually Oliver's thing. Like, maybe I trusted him enough to just let it happen. And I don't drink it. And then my dad probably dies.
You can attempt to fake drinking it.
I mean, the
Yeah.
paladin
I
is
don't
right
drink
there.
it. That was the thing.
Mhm.
Or I go along with it. I put all my faith in Oliver and be like, nah, I'm dumb. I have an 11 intelligence. I'm just doubting myself. And I've doubted Oliver before. I'm not going to doubt him now.
Oh,
And
my
I doubt
heart.
it.
Yeah.
Now,
What do I
your
do?
dad is within 10 feet of you. You could run up and slap it out of his hands. You could. That is something you can do.
In this economy?
My water.
This situation.
So you have a couple options here.
Yep.
Rowena is currently seeing the one sight that she has wanted to for her entire life. She is within
okay, I
the
know.
most sacred sanctum. What would you
Let
like
me
to do?
double check something. Give me one moment. I'm going to double check.
And I have a plan if you attempt to drink it.
Me and Havern over here,
Yeah,
just like,
the
she's not
bad
allowed to die
plan.
yet.
Mhm.
We have ideas.
Yeah,
I
but
have.
neither is my father.
To be
And
fair,
also,
we did say he wouldn't die. We got this.
and also,
Everett didn't say he wouldn't die. Probably.
this is what she's been. Yeah, this is what she's been wanting since the start. Instead of going along with Ellie's plan to stop the war, she wanted to gain influence and, try and change the war. So you know what? Before you drink, may I have a moment?
They all pause for a second, kind of looking at you. Like, the elder raises his eyebrow a bit, and they all slowly put their cups back down. Your dad still holds his cup, but with curiosity, kind of looking at you. You can tell no one has ever said that before in this room. Not a single from just the look of the confusion on them, not a single person has ever challenged that moment. And the elder says, "You may."
I understand this is breaking from tradition, but apparently me just being here is breaking from tradition. And I don't know if any of you have taken a moment to just look at your glass and what is in it. but it seems a little off to me. Does it not to you?
Oh boy!
Oh no!
Oh boy! The elder slowly looks into his glass, raises his hand, and a small ball of light forms. And the rust-like trinklets of bits and pieces in the water are
Wait,
very
has it-
obvious.
Wait, non. Okay, wait. Does non-detection not
Is
work
it?
now?
So they're visually looking at it.
Oh, I was just like the ball of light thing.
The ball of light is legitimately just to give them more light. But
Oh,
Bill's god wine is very evident inside this water. It did not mix pretty much at all. It's like oil and water. And he looks at it and he goes, "Our water has been poisoned." And he puts it in front of him. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to be ending this episode.
Good luck, Rowena. Bill is now out for your head.
Oh,
Crud.
Without hesitation, he will try to kill you now the next time you're with the party.
Oh, I'm
Have fun.
so excited.
Did Bill just become the main villain?
Bill's whole goal is very similar to the party's, but again, his mentality is much different because of where he grew up.
Oh, I'm
And-
so excited. All right. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, as always, feel free to hit that follow button. Go check out our various other series, such as Oceans Ablaze, Adventures into the End Times, and Jump Chain. We're going to be putting this on hiatus until probably March, maybe a little bit earlier, depending on a few factors. So feel free to binge if you haven't already, or if you're just kind of new to this series. This was a very interesting episode. We have various other social media that you guys can go follow, look at. December and January are probably going to be extremely quiet months. So just pay attention to some of the content that we have. We're probably only going to be doing Jump Chain and Rogues videos for those months, depending on a few factors. So we're very excited to see you guys. And once we get back into the swing of things, once I get kind of oriented inside of my grandmother's house in Hawaii and all that fun stuff, we should be coming back to this and seeing where we go from there. And I think that is a wonderful spot
That's
to
a
leave
beautiful
this.
spot. Mm.
I hope to see all of you fine folks later. Bye.
bye.
Have a good
Bye
one.
bye.
Can I